tengo buena noticia a toda la gente que nos está viendo otra vez de Regreso con Noticias. En este momento me encuentro con un grupo israelí, ¿se podría decir?
La Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal.
Ok, bueno, estas personas se acaban de reunir aquí en lo que vendría siendo en las Plazas de las Culturas de la ciudad de Piedras Negras. Aquí vamos a entrevistarnos con una de su líder, ¿verdad? Su capitán. ¿Cuál es el nombre de su capitán?
El capitán Isupk.
Isupk. Ok. Bueno.
Desde 1969, debajo del comando de General Yahan. Nosotros tenemos escuelas en todos los estados. Incluso hoy vinimos para ayudar a nuestra gente que está en Acuña. Pues vinimos a darle comida, vinimos a darle las necesidades que necesitan, que los gobiernos no le dan a esta gente. Por eso pasan hambres.
¿Ustedes vienen aquí a ayudar a las personas haitianos?
Ayudar a toda nuestra gente, incluyendo a nuestra raza mexicana, a nuestra raza hispana. Para nosotros, los hispanos, los negros y los indios nativos son los verdaderos israelitas de la Biblia.
Ustedes vienen predicando la Biblia.
Correcto.
¿Qué habla exactamente su religión más que nada?
It's not a religion, this is our culture.
No es una religión, esto es nuestra cultura. Es algo que nos pertenece a nosotros.
It's the history that was stole from us from slavery.
Es la historia que fue robada de nosotros cuando nosotros estábamos en esclavitud.
You speak Spanish because you were conquered by the Spaniards. We speak English because we were conquered by the English.
Nosotros hablamos español porque fuimos conquistados por los españoles. Ellos hablan inglés porque fueron conquistados por el hongo que es la tierra, hablan inglés.
No, we are all one family.
Pero,
and we teach our people that Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we got the same problem and we should come together.
Pero nosotros somos la misma gente y vinimos a enseñarle a todos que los hombres hispanos, negros e indios nativos somos la misma gente y tenemos que unirnos otra vez.
Okay. Bueno, pues aquí como ustedes pueden escuchar a toda la gente, mira, aquí se encuentran estas personas que vienen a ayudar a la comunidad que se encuentra en la ciudad de Acuña, con agua, comida, etcétera, ¿verdad? Ustedes, bueno, su cultura, dicen que viene desde, están establecidos en Nueva York, ¿verdad?
Ahí comenzamos.
Ahí comenzaron.
Pero tenemos en todos lugares, todos estados de América, en Canadá, en Brasil, en Puerto Rico, nosotros estamos en todo el mundo. Y ahora vamos a comenzar aquí en México también, a enseñarle a nuestra gente quiénes son verdaderamente.
Entonces ustedes vienen aquí a México, cruzaron aquí a Piedras Negras para empezar a establecer una nueva cultura de que es usted, ¿verdad? Para aquí quedar como, digamos, una embajada, por así decirlo, de su cultura.
Correcto, enseñarle a nuestra gente la cultura de nosotros de veras, antes que el hombre blanco nos diera la cultura de ellos.
Bueno, y exactamente de qué va su cultura, más que nada.
Says, what is our culture based on?
The Bible. The Bible is our history book.
La Biblia es nuestro libro de historia y ese libro nos pertenece a nosotros solamente, a ninguna otra nación.
The same people that built the pyramids, that same Aztecs that built the pyramids, are the same people that built the pyramids in Egypt.
Nosotros somos la misma gente que construimos los pirámides en Egipto y nosotros somos la misma gente que construimos las pirámides aquí. Por ejemplo, los aztecas, los mayas, incluso hubo muchos tribus que tenían sus propias pirámides.
Okay. Y exactamente de qué habla su Biblia, más que nada.
The Bible talks about the history of the Israelites, and Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are really called, our real nationality is Israelites.
La Biblia habla de israelitas, es nuestra cultura, y la Biblia dice los hombres negros, indios, nativos, hispanos, somos los israelitas. De eso es lo que hablamos nosotros, solamente de la Biblia. La misma Biblia que leen en la iglesia cristiana, la iglesia católica, nada más que ellos no tienen el entendimiento de la Biblia. Esa es la cosa. Nosotros vinimos a enseñarles cómo leerla realmente, porque Dios no es un Dios de amor, Dios es un Dios de guerra. Eso es lo que dice en el libro de Éxodo. Nosotros vinimos a enseñar solamente la Biblia como es.
In the same way God fought for us in the Bible, that's what He's going to do for us right now in these times too.
De la misma manera que Dios peleó por nosotros en la Biblia, por ejemplo, con plagas y todo eso, Dios va a pelear por nosotros en estos tiempos también.
Muy bien. Aquí una de las cosas que me interesó es su vestimentación. Se podría decir que es una vestimenta típica de su cultura.
This is our ancient attire. Each one of our tribes have different attire. Some of the Northern Kingdom tribes still keep that attire, but this is our ancient warlike attire that we used to always wear because we're warriors.
Estos mantos son mantos bíblicos. Todo tribu, son 12 tribus en la nación de Israel. Cada tribu tiene su propio manto. Hay mucho de nuestra gente que todavía usa mantos. So, lo que usamos es todo bíblico. Todo está en la Biblia.
Ok. Porque la gente vea más que nada cómo es el traje típico de estas personas, vean nada más cómo vienen vestidas. Es lo que ha llamado la atención de muchas personas que han pasado por aquí, las mismas que han preguntado, ¿verdad? Por esto es lo que ha pasado, porque sinceramente aquí en la ciudad de Pedernales no estamos acostumbrados a ver ese tipo de cosas. Y es muy interesante lo que ustedes vienen aquí a ayudar, y la verdad agradecemos mucho que vienen aquí a ayudar a sus hermanos en la ciudad de Acuña. Eso sería...
Una otra vez y pelear contra nuestros opresores por entre.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Vamos a retirar. Ellos vienen, se abastecieron primeramente en Nueva York, como ya lo mencionaron.
Lord, please have mercy. Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah,
Lord, please have mercy. Have mercy on me.
Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. Man, this shit ain't no joke. Man, this shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it. Ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up together in the middle of the streets, H-E-L-L, belly of the beast. Things gimmick came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. Goddamn, what's next? My girl broke with your boy and she did it in a text that if I couldn't have nothing that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in the pen trying to find a way out. Lord forgive me for my sins, for my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them out straight. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight like my name's Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, stayed is in trouble. Trouble always stay near. When you black in America, that's all you call. I can't lie. Some days I want to break down and cry. Be peaceful, stay alive. Ain't living, you living to survive. Guess we living in hell till the heavens arrive. Now I mean,
What it's like for a nigga like me.
like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. What it's like in this life for a nigga like me. Every day I gotta fight my demons. Wake up, thank God I'm breathing. Cause all nightmares, America's dreaming. Trying to find a way to make it while surrounded by heathens. No stress long as I got a coat and I'm eating. I'm blessed and I know the most high's the reason. But my heart's bleeding through my sleeve is seeping. For all the things that I've been peeping. Type of shit make you say fuck it and sleeping. Cause while you were sleeping during the evening, for brothers got gunned down over the weekend. Stretched out in the streets left leaking. Laid out white sheet moms grieving. All lives gotta have more meaning than another nigga dead in the paper I'm reading. Baby mama bitching every time that you're speaking. Talking like she gonna take the kids as she's leaving. How we go from kids to ending up in the deep end. Sink or swim, lose or win, saint or sin. Where does the change begin? And when does the bullshit end? Cause I wake up in the morning, gotta do it again. Go to sleep, go to work, and just do it again. Damn. Can't pretend, cause when you stand out, it's hard to blend. And what I stand for, don't fold the bend. Cause I heard real folks still got too many friends. Cause when you speak the truth, then you tend to offend. So, while I'm gripping this pen, Lord, please have mercy on me. Amen.
It's time for my people to come together and rise up. The only way we gonna take our royalty back, man, is if we do just that, man. Take it back. Kwame Yashala, nigga. Time for us to rise out of our oppression. A wise man told me each one teach one. So I need you to reach out to your brothers and sisters and teach them, man. There's no reason we should still be getting hung from trees in this day and age, man. Lord, please have mercy on me.
All right, you ready? Oh, damn. You know what I forgot? Real quick. Hold on. Did you already have it? Yeah. All right. All right. Clap it up, though. Clap it up. All right. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shalom out there, Bashim Yahushua, to all the sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commander John. And since 1969, we've been teaching that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Hebrews, like it's called in the Bible. And of course, we're going to be talking about the laws of marriage today. Laws of marriage. What's one key or a few keys that are very important when it comes to marriage? Yeah. Some key points that are very important when it comes to marriage. Yeah, that's true. It's very important to know what you're doing. But what are things that are important when it comes to marriage? I'm talking like knowing your role. That is a good one. Knowing your role. Knowing your role is very important because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, apparently we don't know our role when it comes to marriages. We don't know our role. You got the women trying to be the man, and then you got the man trying to be the women because we have forgotten our role. Oh, shoot. Right. But yeah. But what's some other things? The rules. Following the rules. I mean, what other things? What about having good communication? Yeah. Having good communication is so. A lot of Israel that's one of our main problems. Is we don't have very good communication. So we don't even have very good communication with our own brothers. We have very bad communication with each other. But communication, it comes important in all things. It comes important whenever you're talking to your brothers, even when you're dealing with marriages. Communication is very important. It's a big key in a relationship. It's a big key because a lot of our people do not know how to communicate with each other. The thing they do is not communicate with each other. They don't communicate with each other. What do? They do talk ill about each other. They talk ill about each other. They go to their best friend and talk about them that they trust, that's going to give them what they want instead of giving them what they need, telling them exactly what they need to hear. They're gonna go to somebody who's gonna tell them, now you need to leave that man, you need to put him away, you need to find somebody else because your happiness matters. And that's one thing that our people do not understand. It's one thing that oh no, we taught to be happy in America. That's what a lot of our people are taught, is to be happy. America is solely based on your how comfortable you are. And now in our relationships, it's all about how comfortable you are. Because to popular belief here in America, comfortable, what's the first thing that you got to do? Because if you're not happy, you're not comfortable in that relationship, what's the first thing you got to do? According to America's marriages or relationships.
You can walk away. You can divorce.
Yeah, that's the option that they give. You got to leave that person. You got to leave them and go find happiness somewhere else. Go find like somewhere else to be comfortable. If you don't find it with them, then you got to go find it somewhere else. And that is not how it's supposed to be. But that's how America teaches. That's what America teaches, and that's how it is to them. They give you the option to be able to go and leave your man or leave your woman to go find happiness somewhere else. But no, the Lord teaches you how to deal with your problems. You deal with the things that you interact with. You deal with that marriage. You deal with your brothers. He teaches you how to deal with your brothers according to the law. How to really love your people. How to really love your sisters. Good.
One thing that we learned from our oppressors is that we can be promiscuous as long as there's no ring on your finger.
Dang. Yeah, that is true.
That's something that's coming to mind. Unless there's a ring on your finger and you sign that paper, that what was called. As long as if that's not signed, you're not married.
Yeah, if you don't got you don't got them papers signed. Yeah.
That's a very even way of going about marriage.
Man, we have our way of marriage. That's why we can't follow after our oppressors, because the Lord gave us a way of how to marry each other. He told us what marriage was. What is marriage?
Damn, I want to get canceled. Or once you lay down with the woman.
Yeah, once you lay down with the woman or the woman lays down with the man, they both lay with each other. That's marriage. That's marriage. Once y'all lay down with each other, you cannot leave each other.
But to them, that's not.
Yeah, it's not marriage.
That's like
it's just fun.
Trying to find the perfect one.
Yeah.
The one that's that one, and you just keep laying around until you sign that paper and get that ring.
Yeah. You know what? Set to that scripture. Hold on, because you about something else. Nah, I'm not gonna get that. But yeah. The most important thing in a relationship is well, a key importance in a relationship is communication. That's a key importance, and that's what a lot of our people lack. So that's what we've got to learn to communicate with each other. Because a lot of our people, when it comes to relationships in America, when they feel threatened or something, you know what they do? The first thing they do is block the other person out. They don't talk to them. They block them out and they go talk to their aunt, they go talk to their mother, or go talk to whoever it is they talk to. That's going to tell them, oh, yeah, he doing this to you? Leave him. Oh, yeah, she feel, the men going to their best friend. Oh, man, why don't you just leave her? Leave her, leave her and go be with someone else. There's a lot of fish in the sea, bro. Like, that's the advice that they give them. And that advice is probably the most terrible advice ever. That's why you can't go to your mom and you can't go to them that are in the world. You can't go to them because they're just going to tell you to leave them instead of telling you to fight and stay with them. Damn. Put a whole bottle like that? All right, man. Yeah. Give me 1 Corinthians 7 and 10. Okay. It's still messing up? I remember to use your finger because it's just zooming in and out. Go ahead.
This is the first book of Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord.
This is unto the married I command. Not I, but the Lord. The Lord commands this. Lord is commanding blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans this thing that he's about to talk about. Go ahead.
Let not the wife depart from her husband.
It says, let not the wife depart from her husband. In the world, you can sleep with whoever you want, and you could leave them and not have to see them in the morning, not have to see them ever again. You could sleep with one person one night, then the next night it could be a whole nother person you sleeping with, and then the next night it can be a whole nother person you with, and you never have to see those people ever again. That's what America teaches. You can sleep with whoever you want, but until you have that ring on your finger, you're not married. Until you have those papers are filed out, you're not married. Well, that's not how it is here in Isupk. That's not how it is with the Lord. With the Lord, once you sleep with that woman, that's a covenant that you have made to stay with that woman for the rest of your life. Go ahead. Read it again.
And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
And once you sleep with that woman, once you conceal the deal, what does it say? Read the bottom part again.
Let not the wife depart from her husband.
That says, let not the wife depart from her husband. I mean, the woman should not be going out and going out with 10 different women or 10 different men, sleeping with 10 different men. And that's what happens to our sisters here in America. They go off and they sleep and got like with 10 different baby daddies. And all those children, you don't know who they from. You don't know what the father is. Like you don't know who the father is. That's why it's so important to let not the wife depart from her husband. Because if that woman or that man sleeps with 5 women and never leaves them, you're gonna find out who the father is of all those children. You're gonna know who the father is of all those children. But here in America, we don't know who the children are or who the children's fathers are and what they are. You got these women sleeping with all these different men, and every single one of them a different tribe. Every single one of them. You don't know. But it's important for our people to understand that sex is marriage. It's important for our people to understand that we cannot be leaving each other like that. We have a commitment that we have made to each other to suffer through it, those challenges, and have good communication with each other. Good communication. Go ahead and read it again.
It's the first book of Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Let not the wife depart from her husband. I mean, then the woman should not depart from the man. She shouldn't depart from him. And that's what we got to instill in our people's minds. We got to put this in our people's minds. And that is what we are teaching here in Isupk. That once you get together, you have to fight. Because, I mean, life is all about war, is it not? It's all about war. So everything you do is a war. You're fighting to do the right thing according to the Most High. You're fighting to keep the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. Everything in the world is trying to distract you. You're warring to stay focused and do what the Most High wants you to do. But keep on going. Okay. Say again. Oh, it froze up?
No, it's not like this.
Like it used to, where you can scroll up and.
First book of Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 11. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried.
Wait, read that again?
But if she depart, let her remain unmarried.
But if she depart, let her remain unmarried. Let her not sleep with any other man. Let her not go and whore herself out. Let her not go and do that. Read it again.
But if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband.
Reconcile. Look at the definition of that. Reconcile.
Definition of reconcile. There's several.
Several of them?
Yeah, that's about 7.
7?
Yeah, the first one is to cause a person to accept or be reassigned to something not desired. The second one is to win over to friendliness, cause to become amicable. The third one is to compose or settle, quarrel, dispute, etc. Fourth one is to bring into agreement or harmony, make it compatible or consistent. Fifth is to reconsecrate or desecrated church, cemetery, etc. And the sixth one is to restore.
To restore. Man, that's crazy. Let's put that at last. But let her be remarried to her husband. Instead of her going out and sleeping with someone else or going out and sleeping with 5 other dudes, You know what she should do? She should be remarried to her husband. That's exactly what she should do according to the Bible. She should be remarried to her husband, not going out and sleeping with Tom and Chad and Michael and Brad. No. Just because Brad makes her happy, makes her feel butterflies inside. No. She should go back to her husband and be remarried to her husband. She should sleep with no one else except her husband. But read it again.
But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried,
Hmm.
or be reconciled to her husband,
Hmm.
and let not the husband put away his wife.
And let not the husband put away his wife, because it's not only the women, who have to follow this. It's the men too, because he can't put away his wife either. Y'all both have to follow these orders that the Lord gave. And he's telling us that we cannot leave our wife. We cannot leave our husband. You have to stay with them, and you have to. No, I was about to say that. I can't even pronounce the word. I'm trying to use a big word that Officer Dawud uses, but nah. But you, never mind. But you have a responsibility. I'm gonna say that you have a responsibility that you have to take care of. I mean, when you come to your problems, like in the world, what does the world teach you? You can go off and do anything. You don't have to deal with your problems. You don't have to be accountable for nothing. That's what the world teaches you. And these women took that and used it. Now you see these women, they don't take accountability for nothing. These men don't take accountability for nothing. All people have to start taking accountability. Have to start taking accountability. Once you get with the woman, you cannot leave her. She is now your problem to deal with until death. I mean, once the woman gets with that man, she cannot leave him. She has to deal with everything that he does. She has to deal with all his problems, all his issues. That's why it's so important to choose correctly from the beginning. Choose correctly from the beginning, from the courting stage. That's why we have that. That's why we have that the courting process. That's why we have that. Yeah, it's in the announcements. We warn. So we warn you like every day. I tell you the announcements every day. But keep on reading. It's far from the top again.
But if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife.
Mm. Yeah, let not the husband put away his wife. No. We should be staying with each other. Because now it is our duty to adhere. We have to attend to each other. We now have to support each other. We have to do what the Lord says. Give me Exodus chapter 21, verse 10. Because also a lot of sisters in the world, whenever they've you got it? Okay. But whenever they end up leaving, man, it's mostly because he ended up cheating. Or he ended up going out and getting with another man or another woman. But if we knew the truth, we would understand. If we knew the truth, that men can have multiple wives. Yeah.
Oh, I see what it's doing.
What was it doing?
It's redirecting me, like like the scripture that you just asked for,
Mhm.
Exodus 21:10,
Mhm.
it's redirecting into a different tab. It's not like before, I don't know, but I got it. I gotta keep fixing up.
Oh no, I'll have to look at it after class or something. Dang. Kind of good.
Share it again. Damn. All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
Hold on. Because whoa. The men have to be more responsible. The men have to be. They have a big role to play. Remember, we have two different roles that we have to play. And the men being able to have multiple wives is a very big responsibility. That's a very big responsibility. The men have to be in order and have to know what they're doing. I mean, like the men above say, I mean, a man can have as many multiple wives. He can have as many wives as he wants, but it's not expedient. It's not wise. And you can have multiple wives, but it's not wise to have multiple wives. Yeah, it's not obligated. You're gonna stress yourself out. I mean, shoot. I mean, Solomon, he had multiple wives, but he was the wisest man ever. He was the wisest man ever. But just because he had a lot of wives doesn't mean a lot of wives are going to be good for you. Doesn't mean a lot of wives are going to be good for me. I mean, having a wife is a really big responsibility. It doesn't just fall on the women, but it falls on the men. I mean, the men mostly, because they have to be able to guide this woman. They have to be in order to be able to guide this woman to the right direction. You have to be able to keep this woman in order. You have to be able to run your household. Because if you can't run your household, how can you run your nation? How can you do that? If you don't have your household in order, if you don't have your kids in order, you first have to get that in order so that you're able to have the nation in order. But read it again.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
If he take him another wife. If he take him another wife. And you know, having multiple wives, it's can be a lot of stress, brother, because brothers here in the truth, we have so much things that we have to do. I mean, we're scholars. We gotta be fathers. We gotta be a husband. We gotta be you gotta work at your slavery. You gotta be a teacher. We all of it. All of it. We got offices to hold, everything. I mean, the life that we live, it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do this. But having multiple wives, you really gotta know what you're doing. You gotta really take on the responsibility. I mean, you can have many wives you want, but it's not wise. As long as if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing.
Sorry.
Good.
Something that I learned from the man above me that I talked to about having multiple wives. It's not about flossing and balling and having a lot of wives.
No,
that's not the point. The point is, like, you wanna have kids, you wanna have children, you wanna have, you know what I'm saying, you wanna keep your inheritance going. But let's say you want 12 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it with just one woman. You know what I mean? And that's something I learned from them. That's what Jacob did.
Yeah, I was like, why you think Jacob had multiple wives?
It's like history. He did that.
You know
what I mean? Like, he had like 3 or 4, I think.
I mean, his wives gave him the maid service.
Yeah, that's what we hear now. You know
It was
what I
like,
mean? Imagine you have it takes about a year for a woman to have a child. Hypothetically speaking.
I'm trying to have 12 children. That's 12 years.
16. We live to about like 70 or 80.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's something I learned from the man above me that, you know what I mean, it's not about balling and having, you know, on some ignorant.
No, it's not.
Not like that. It's just about
That's just our culture.
the nation growing.
Hey.
Because the oppressor, they want us to, they consult, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
Yeah, they come together, come against us. They want us to be wiped off.
Shoot.
Not,
It's not.
not on the commandment, generally.
Absolutely not. Not under the Lord. But you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's not something that, it's not a boast. It's not something like that. No. I mean, some brothers don't even need a wife. Some brothers need no wife at all. Nah, like for real. Some brothers don't even need one. I mean, think about Christ. Christ was focused on a mission. He was focused. He didn't have no wife. He didn't have no wife. He was focused. He was on a mission. I mean, yeah, he did. He had the truth. But he didn't have a wife, like physically. Didn't have a wife. Neither did Paul. Paul didn't have a wife. He was focused on the truth, going from place to place to teach his people. He didn't have a wife. Some brothers maybe need no wife. They come up in this school and focus on the truth. Really focus on themselves to be a better person. But some brothers may take one wife. Some brothers may be good with 2 wives. Some brothers may be good with 3 wives. But go ahead and read on that.
If you take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish?
But if he takes another wife, you should know that this is her food and her raiment and her duty of marriage. It shall not be it shall not diminish. It shall not diminish. He now has a responsibility to attend to all his wives. Can't just leave one out in the dust and cause her to go and sin, cause her to go and be with somebody else. He has a responsibility now to attend to every single one of those wives. Like I said, having a wife is a responsibility, and if you don't know how to take care of a wife, it wouldn't be a responsible thing to get another one. If you're struggling to take care of one, it wouldn't be a responsible thing to go and get another one. It wouldn't be a responsible thing. It would not be a responsible thing at all. Get that scripture?
Exodus 21:10.
Come on, read it again.
Okay. This book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish?
Shall not diminish those things. She is still his wife. Can you give me 1 Corinthians 14:40? First Corinthians 14:40.
Oh, that's
First Corinthians. First Corinthians? No. 1 Corinthians is not. This in the New Testament.
okay. 14 and 40.
Come on, 1 Corinthians 14:40. No, what? My bad. 1 Corinthians 15:1. Right. Or the no 14:40. Yeah, you had it right. 14:40. Like yeah, 14:40.
Yeah, faces could be.
All right. So it's messing up.
It's not messing up. It just keeps sending it to other links.
I will fix that after class.
14.
Go ahead.
The whole process of this shit, bro.
Oh, you don't got the scripture yet?
Not having it. You'll see. Okay. All right.
Come go ahead.
This is the first book of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Ooh, this is a big one because a lot of our relationships are not done in decently in order. Black Hispanics and Native Americans, the women and the men have different roles to play. Their roles they're supposed to be done indecently and in order. Everything we do is supposed to be done indecently in order. Everything. But our relationships are in a huge mess, especially the relationships that are in America, that are in the world. I mean, you got the men trying to be the woman and the woman trying to be the man, and it's not working out. It's butting heads. These relationships in America are completely failing. Completely failing. We don't even know how to communicate with each other. We don't know how to even love one another. But that's why everything should be done decently in order. And that's why we have all these protocols. That's why from start to finish, it should be done decently in order. From the beginning, from even talking to a sister, what do you gotta do? You gotta get permission. That's why we have these protocols. We have these protocols to have everything done decently and in order. What's the first thing you gotta do? You gotta get permission, like I said. You gotta get permission first to even speak to that sister. And then once you get permission, actually, first, you can't even talk to her until she comes in and gets her Hebrew name. You can't even talk to the sister. You can't even talk to her until you get that permission too. And once you get permission, now you begin the talking phase. Now for 60 months, you talk to the sister, and you find out preferences. You find out what you're willing to deal with, and you find out the things that you're not willing to deal with. You find those things out. And if you're not willing to deal with those things, well, then you're only courting. So now you're not able, like later down, you're not stuck with that sister. Now, like later down the road, if you end up getting with that sister, like in the world, how they get in the relationships in the world, they don't check and actually look for the problems in the women, or the sister don't check and look for problems in the man. Their eyes are covered by the butterfly stage. They're covered by their feelings. And they just, oh, I love you. Oh, I want to get with you. Oh, I just want to do this and that. But they're covered. They're not seeing the flaws. They're seeing the things that they're going to have to deal with later on in the future. Because once you get with that man, once you get with that woman, you can't leave her. So that stage is to see what you're willing to deal with. I mean, that's why it's important to maybe start an argument. Start an argument, maybe. It's important, really, to do everything in those 6 months to find out how she's gonna react, find out who she is, the way she does things. You're finding out things about each other, finding out your past traumas, the things that you're gonna deal with. Know this person, find out about this person, so that you know what you're dealing with. That's why it's so important in those 60 days to find those things out. Good? Yeah, Darius.
Yeah. One thing that I learned in the world is that we're so fixed, so fixed on trying to hook up with the other individual that we're not ourselves.
We're not ourselves.
We just trying to.
We're just trying to get some box.
Trying to get some.
That's all.
Yeah. We just trying to, you know what I mean?
Right.
We're looking for pleasure. But marriage is a
Yeah.
that's something. That's something from life, and you gotta get to know each other. That's why I like that whole 6-month period thing.
Good.
But then you get to know who you're really dealing with, opposed to just somebody at your job or somebody
Good.
in your neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Good.
It's just it's not a light thing.
I mean, when you're dealing with someone at work, I mean, you're not really dealing with the real them. You don't know what they do at work. You go to work and you dealing with the person that's working. But once you really come to know that person, damn. All right. Once you really come to know that person, you start to see you're like, damn, they're not really a good person. And do you have to charge you? Come on. Damn. Need it. You. Oh, tomorrow. Well, yeah, you really finding out who that person is, and you realizing, nah, they're a good person. This person smokes weed. They go out and they out here having threesomes with a bunch of different people. They out here unaliving people. You finding out this person's really not a good person. You don't know what people do at your job. These people could be people who unalive, people out here doing crazy things.
No, what I was being told was that like this whole time that we're trying to, like create a marriage, we're not being ourselves.
No, you in your mind, yeah, imagining every little thing. You fantasizing, you out here creating. You're like, damn, these people weren't right in the mind the whole time.
Right.
But you gotta find that out at the beginning, during that 6 months. That's why the 6 months is so important. Yeah. Because you find those things out during the 6 months. That's why it's so important that we have things done decently and in order. That's why we have these protocols. So when if you need more than 6 months, you can have more than 6 months to court each other, to talk to each other, to find out things. You don't only have to be just 6 months, but the minimum of 6 months, you're finding out whether you want to be with this person or not. You said it's all about preferences. You're finding out all the preferences. You're finding out, is this woman going to be the woman to be able to take care of my children? Is she going to be a good woman to be able to teach my children these law, statutes, amendments? To teach my children in the way that they should go? Or with the woman looking at the man, is he going to be good enough to lead me? Is this man going to be able to lead me and guide me in the right direction? But not give me what I want, but lead me into the right direction. Lead me to be able to serve the Most High. But read that scripture again.
It's the first book of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
That's why we gotta let all things be done decently in order. We have to let things be done decently in order. I mean, dang, the way we do things isn't done decently in order. The way we talk to each other. I mean, the way we get things done decently in order. You don't do everything out of in the chaos. And then you try to build a house without the without the notes or without the blueprint. The house is not gonna look good as it would if you was building a house with blueprints. I mean, this is why we have protocols and rules to follow so that everything is done decently in order. That's why we have the 60 months. So now, after the 16 months, you find out this woman, all right, she's okay. She good. This is the woman I want to marry. When it comes to that 60 months being over, or whenever you get approved by the men above you, because you got to get approved. You can't just marry, you got to get approved again. What does it say?
It says,
No, not the scripture. I'm talking about like on the thingy. Yeah, the papers. It doesn't say after 60 months you guys can go ahead and marry. What does it say?
basically what you saying, you get approved.
You got to get approved. Yeah. You got to get permission from the head to marry. You can't just go, oh, after 60 months, y'all got it. Go ahead and marry. Nah, you gotta get permission from the head to marry. Because the men above you might see something that you don't. I may be like, nah, I don't think they're perfect together. Nah, I don't think it, because y'all might end up actually really be hurting each other more than helping each other. So the men above might see that and be like, nah, I don't approve. I don't approve. I don't approve at all. You still got a lot of work to work on. But we have these protocols for a reason, because if they just go on and get married themselves, they could end up destroying themselves. And you can have a sister, you end up having a sister leaving the truth, and then a brother leaving the truth too. Destroying themselves. You do not want that. But that's why we have these protocols in place, so that everything is done in decently and in order. Not just thrown out there like a bunch of scraps. But read that scripture one more time.
This is the first book of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Yeah, let all things be done decently in order. It's very important that we do everything in decently in order, especially the way we talk to each other. You give me 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7.
Chapter 3. First Peter, chapter 3.
Come on, in verse 7. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Because we're not just honing in on a woman. We're not really just honing in on women. This is the men and the woman we're honing in on. Like the men have a more important part. They have a more important role to play. I mean, the women are following after the men. Women are, I mean, why do you think women are out here dressing the way that they do? Tazia?
Because they don't have a man in their life.
Yep, that is true. They don't have a man in life.
Real man.
They're real men. And they have all these men, these fake men, these men out here liking this. So they end up dressing a certain way. They end up dressing like a, I don't even know if I was allowed to say that actually. They end up dressing like a harlot because of the way that our brothers are liking it. They're liking this stuff. And now our women are out here dressing up even more like that. Go ahead.
One thing I noticed, You know, I'm not from here,
Hmm.
but one thing that I do recall and that I think about often is how I was raised where I'm from,
Okay.
and the women there, they're different. It's a huge difference between the women here and the women in where I'm from. Because the one over there, they're old school. You know what I'm saying? Like they bring your plate to the table, very much like the sisters in the school.
Okay.
That's how they conduct themselves. Now in the world, the women here, they just, you know what I mean? Like you just said, like they you know what I'm saying? They walk around half naked and shit and stuff. That's because like they don't have that authoritative figure that man in their life help preserve them to be a honorable woman. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
It's something that I've noticed here, and I see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I even like I told the sister to cover her ass up. She got upset at me. You know what I mean? Like she got upset because I told her, you told me, cover up. Like, she got mad at me.
That's probably one of the worst ones. Women and telling women.
She told me she went into the lines of like I can express myself. Some shit like this.
Expressing yourself. It's always about how you gotta express yourself. Well,
all I was trying to tell her was already attractive.
Yeah, I mean, then you attractive with clothes on. And that's what our sister don't understand. They think they gotta be out here half naked with no clothes on to be attractive and to express themselves. Like, no. Huh?
That was at Trinity.
That was at Trinity? Damn. Damn. But that's what these sisters are getting taught. They're being taught now. You gotta go and put your clothes off. You know, show your tail to the world. You ain't got to wear no clothes. But no, our sisters are. They should be very modest. Keeping.
I was just, might have messed up a little bit. But she was a student. But she's a student. But she's wearing them shorts. Her hand was eating the shorts, you know.
Because
Yeah,
I mean, hey.
They're not about that. Get the moving, but it is, man.
But yeah, these sisters are not being taught right. A lot of the sisters, like I said, are being taught to go out and show their body to the world. And once you tell them something, you can't tell your sister, you can't tell them nothing. Can't tell them nothing nowadays because they got such stiff neck and long necks. They stiffen up to the world. Oh yeah, you don't know better than I do. I can wear whatever I want. I can show off my body. I mean,
That's basically what she said to me.
And end up with 5 baby daddies. End up having all these creeps looking at her.
All the baby daddies child support.
Yeah, all these sisters out here posting on Instagram. Posting their body on this to see how the world feels about their body.
That's accurate.
The first, go ahead.
Okay. This is the first book of Peter, chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, according to knowledge.
No. You gotta. The men gotta deal with these women according to their feelings.
Dwell with them according to knowledge.
No, you gotta dwell with them according to how the woman feels.
Giving honor unto the wife.
No. I'm saying you gotta read it from top again.
Likewise, ye husbands, with them according to knowledge.
You gotta deal with this woman based on knowledge, not according to how you feel, how your feelings are, or how her feelings are. You have to dwell with her. You have to dwell with her according to knowledge of the scriptures, this Bible. That's how you have to deal with them. I mean, not based on what popular culture is. I mean, it's not based on what it is, but according to what the Bible tells you. You need wisdom and actual knowledge on how to deal with this woman and how to be a husband or how to be a wife. You can't just become a husband and wife instantly. Can you become a brain surgeon instantly? No, you can't. You have to go through years of studying. Years of studying. And it's the same way with becoming a husband and a wife. You have to become study. You have to be taught how to be a wife and how to be a husband. You can't just become a husband and wife like that. Everything you do in this world, you have to be taught how to do it. You can't just become whatever you want to become without being taught. You have to be taught. I mean, you have to be taught how to be a husband and how to be a wife. I mean, you have to have information on how to correct a wife, how to correct her according to the Bible, to keep her in check, so that she's not straying away, going off and doing the wrong thing and shaking her tail to the world like a lot of these sisters are. You have to have the knowledge on how to reward a sister, on how to reward a wife. You have to reward her so that she's not feeling like, dang, I'm doing all this hard work and I feel like I'm getting nothing for it. You have to learn how to reward your wife. You have to have knowledge on how to reward her. You have to have knowledge on how to dwell with her. So you have to dwell with her according to knowledge, not according to how you feel. I mean, and that's very rare and impossible to receive out of the ISUPK. It's impossible. A lot of brothers don't deal with their women according to knowledge. How do they deal with their woman? Tell you thinking about it. I kind of gave you the answer.
How we deal with a woman? How we deal with our women? We as people, as Israelites, we usually give in.
Give in what?
We give in.
Oh yeah, we do usually. I mean,
what the woman, how she feels.
Yeah.
We just give into it.
No, you can't just give into it.
That's not according to knowledge.
That's not according to knowledge. It's just all right. No, you know what? Give in to how you feel. Give into your feelings. No. You got to deal with her according to knowledge. And a lot of brothers and sisters in the world, all the brothers deal with their wives according to their emotions.
Yeah,
they deal with them according to the emotions. Like you said, if they feel something, if the woman, I mean, put it like this: a lot of women, they'll egg on until their man be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I feel this way, and I don't want to feel this way no more. So I give in. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to deal with her with your feelings. You're supposed to deal with her according to knowledge. No, we're not gonna do this because of this. We're not gonna do this because of this. I'm like, yeah. We keep on. Read it from the top again.
The first book of Peter, chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife.
Giving honor unto the wife. Giving her recognition and praise. Because a good woman who does what you ask and does the things that she's supposed to deserves it. She deserves it. Yeah, exactly. Due diligence deserves. It's very important to give a woman praise when she is worthy of it. Good.
Sorry.
Okay.
One thing that I'm saying again, I'm not from here.
You said I'm not from here.
One thing that I noticed about my family, I noticed that the women they tend to the men, and the men they will give up their life for that woman.
Exactly.
For my auntie, for my sister, for my cousin. You know what I mean? Like they will go out their way to provide, you know, as long as the woman does.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm on some gay shit right now.
No. Think about it, cause
Sexist, but
like
the woman, she has a role in the house. You know what I mean?
yeah, they have men and the women have a role.
You know, women, at least in my household, they have like you know they do the laundry, they do the cleaning, they raise they take care of the kids. You know what I'm saying? And the men, they go out and work and whatnot. And when the man comes back home, they got to plate on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you tell that shit, you tell that stuff to an American woman, they don't want to hear that. They are ready to fist the cuffs. You know what I mean? They're ready to back down because they want to be the authority figure. But that's not the case. The authority that they have is taking care of the man. And you know, like that's like being a rib. That's what that means.
Yeah, being the support.
Yeah.
Being the support and the backbone. The support and the backbone for the man.
That's authority they have. They have the authority of raising the children.
Okay.
They have the authority to keep the house in check. Wow, we go out and do our, you know what I'm saying? Like,
do the work.
Labor, our slavery.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't, like, our president, they have really done a number on our women.
Kind of have. They really have.
What I just said right now, guarantee you, is going to be some clapping.
Because a lot of these women do not want to. I mean, think about it. Like I said, you got a woman who out here, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And you really trying to do something that's important. Like, think about it in the truth. Brothers in the truth. They trying to go out and help their people. They out here working hard to be in the government for their people. Going out here, giving their people food, clothes, water, always working. Then when they come home, they got this woman who is out here it's not helping. They're just yapping and yelling at them. Like, you got to do this and do that. Why don't you do this for me? Why don't you do that for me? Think how that's going to make the man feel. Like, would you rather give your life for that woman, or would you rather give your life for the woman who is out here doing everything for you, being the real backbone, out here making your plate whenever you come home because you're so tired, because you just worked the slave, you got the oppressor yelling at you, and then after that you just came straight here and you was doing the work of the Lord. After you get no rest. Go ahead.
If I recall correctly, that's why the Most High made Eve to be a support to them.
Yeah, that is why the Most High made Eve to be the support. Because he was doing all this work. He can't do it on his own. He got all this responsibility on his back. We got no rest at all.
What I'm really trying to say though is that the woman is not restricted to just be a woman in the sense of being completely submissive. She's there to help the She's there to help. She's an aid for the man. She's an aid for the husband.
She is an aid for the husband.
Our president, they teach them that they can be the husband.
No,
They can be that authoritative male figure. They teach them that they can wear the pants in their relationship. But according to the scriptures,
no, the Lord
doesn't lie. That's not how that works.
No, not how that works, because the Lord made the man to be the male figure. The Lord made the man to be the representation of the Lord on earth. We're supposed to be the representation of the Most High on earth. And he didn't make the woman to be the representation. He made the man to be the representation, to set things in order, to bring heaven, heaven on earth. How heaven is up above is how heaven is going to be on earth. How the authority of the Most High is on in heaven, how it's going to be here on earth.
But yeah, man, that's what I was trying to say. You know, it's not about who's the top, who's the bottom, and whatnot.
No, it's not about that. The Lord.
Marriage is like I said.
Go good.
Marriage is it's a union thing.
Wait.
I
mean, so
we here in the UPK, we follow these scriptures and these laws, statutes, and commandments. So we have the blueprint, like you said earlier.
Yeah, like the blueprint.
We have the blueprint to follow, and that works for us. That's what makes us holy. That's what makes us separate from every other nation.
And you know why it works?
Why is that?
Because the Lord made it.
Right.
The Lord made it. That's why it works. And the Lord is his mind is far above ours. Well, I mean, he's the scientist of scientists. He created all this. He knows how all the oceans work and everything because he created it all. But us, we barely trying to figure it out. We just now trying to figure it out. The Lord already got the answer to it all. That's why it's so important that we just listen to the Most High and do what the Lord says and follow the order that the Lord gave us. Because he gave us the orders on what to follow and what to do. And that's to follow the order of the household, to follow the order of the nation, how we're supposed to follow orders and keep each other in check. I mean, dang, he gave us instructions on how to love your brother, on how to marry a sister. He gave us the blueprint on how to talk to each other, how to deal with these other nations, on what to do and what not to do. He gave us the whole blueprint. And now people are looking at it like, nah, I don't agree with this blueprint. No, I don't agree with it. But it works. And they're trying to build it their own selves and follow the blueprint. Not follow the blueprint, but go off the blueprint. And it's not working. Say it again?
They create their own.
They create their own.
They look at the blueprint. I don't feel comfortable with that. Let me tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what Christianity is.
Watch. It may look good on the outside. Watch. It starts to soon crumble. It doesn't last long. Unlike the Lord's house, you follow them blueprints and you build a house according to that blueprint that the Lord give you, that house going to be sturdy and last thousands and thousands of years.
This cancer burning soon. It's not grievous.
It's not grievous. Do it first the right time. That's
absolutely right on.
But yeah, it's very important for us to follow the order of the Most High, the blueprint that he gave us, because he gave us a blueprint for a reason. He didn't just give it to us so that we can go off and go our own way and not follow the blueprint. But this blueprint works for us. These laws, statutes, commandments work for us. And that's why we have the order of the household. That's why the Lord, he gave you the order of the household and how it should be ran and everything. He taught you how it should run and how it should look. If you don't want to, it's not going to work no other way. because the Lord only made it to work that way. Yeah, it works.
I know it. I've seen it.
Yeah, because look at our people now. They're not following the order of the household. And look at them now. Look at what it's done to our people, what it's done to our sisters. Now our sisters are all in the world shaking their tail to everybody. Shaking their tail to everybody on the street. Everywhere. But read that scripture again.
The first book of Peter, chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Oh, I was talking about the scripture above, not the next one. But yeah. No, I'm talking about like that was the whole scripture? Read that one more time, Slayer.
It's the first book of Peter, chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
I mean, yeah, Black, Hispanics, and Native, we instead of not working together, because America teaches us not to work together. Like you got the women out here going and working for the oppressor. She working for herself, and I mean, she's working for somebody, and it's the oppressor. She working for that. Whatchamacallit? What's the benefits? She's working for the benefits. And to be able to get the benefits, what she got to do? That's right. To be able to get the benefits, what does she have to do?
To get the benefits,
Come on.
she's got to be subtle sometimes.
She got to kick that man out the house.
Oh,
To be able to even get the benefits, she got to kick that man out of the house. But America is teaching our people to go against each other. And our people are falling for it. They're teaching our women to go up against our men. And they're falling for it. And instead, we should be working together as Blacks, Hispanics, and Americans to have good marriages. We should be working together to have good marriages. Working together to follow this blueprint and follow these law touch amendments. Because it's going to teach us how to have a good marriage, how to stay together, how to communicate with each other. Because America teaches you to not be able to communicate with each other. It's a bad habit we have. We don't know how to communicate with each other and how to talk to one another. I mean, America teaching our people how to solely operate off of feelings. We can't operate off of feelings. We have to, like the Bible says, operate off of knowledge. Knowledge of the scriptures. That's what we have to operate off of. Come, but get 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Oh, no, my bad. We already got them. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. Come on. Oh, you don't got it?
switching up. All right.
Like I said, we have to have everything done decently and in order. And the Lord gave us the blueprint and the rules. But go ahead.
Okay. First book of Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Hold on, because he gave us the blueprint on how everything should be done in decently in order. Everything must be done decently in order. And he gave us the order of how our household should be and how our nation should be. We go on?
That the head of every man is Christ.
That the head of every man is Christ. Every man has a head, and it's Christ. They got to listen and follow what Christ tells them to do. We can't be like, oh, no, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to listen to that. Our job is to listen to what Christ tells us to do. Listen to what the men above tell us to do. Because everything is done in decently in order. Keep on going.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man. She should be listening to the man. I mean, it's like, yeah, come. She should be listening to the man. She should be following after what he says. As he should be listening to Christ. If Christ gives the man an order, what is he going to do? Come on. You're going to follow it. But now, if the man gives the woman an order, what is she supposed to do?
She's going to follow it too.
She's going to follow it too. But, go ahead.
I think it's important to mention that, like you said, this is the blueprint. But I would have you know that every man is Christ, right?
Come.
That's us, man.
Come, all of us.
And the head of the woman is the man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
not sexist at all. This is because Christ wasn't on that abusive and
No, if you think this is sexist, then you calling the Lord. I mean, you saying the Lord is wrong because he gave us this order?
exactly. He wasn't on that stuff. He was giving an order to like this is you're supposed to live your life, but our oppressors they think differently. You know, they want to give women balls, you know what I mean?
Come.
But there's nothing wrong with this. I'll read it again. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man. So if we follow after Christ, we are right.
Now you just remind me of scripture because you said it was heavy.
We are right, and like there's nothing wrong as long as we follow what Christ is. You know, him being our head, him being our authority, and we're not doing nothing wrong.
No, there's nothing. Well, I mean, because the Lord, like you said, he created the woman to be a weaker vessel.
Right.
She's gonna get distracted and try to go off, especially if there's no man to be able to keep her keep her. You know what? Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 10.
It's in, right?
26 and 10. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and 10. Come on, Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 10. Damn. You get, yeah, it's in the part. You can't find it on there?
You said, what you said?
You can't find it on there?
Gotta go to the bookmarks. It's not letting me. Nah. Ecclesiastic as well. Chapter?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and 10. Then we can't get the apocrypha on there? It should be at the top. You push it and then it's not working, is it?
No, I see it.
Okay, come on.
Like this. No, that's not on there.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have to look at that after class. But go ahead and read on your phone then. I guess get on your phone.
This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse.
No, not chapter 26. Chapter 26, verse 2.
26.
Come on. Damn.
Verse 10. All right. If thy daughter be shamed.
Hold on. Go to verse 9, because it's like, dang.
This is the book of not in her haughty looks and eyelids.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Keep on.
Verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
You have to keep your daughter in straightly. You have to correct your daughter. Correct your sisters. They might go off. Sometimes they might go off. They might get distracted by things, especially that but you have to keep them in straightly. Keep on going.
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Yeah, because these sisters will abuse themselves with overmuch liberty. You let it up to a sister on what to do, and what is she going to do? She's going to go out to the corner and shake her tail. She's going to go do the worst thing and end up going selling her body on the street corner. You let them decide what to do, and they're going to end up going into doing the worst thing. She's going to abuse herself. Read it again.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
So it's very important that you correct your daughter. You correct your sisters. Correct them according to this Bible. Make sure that they stay in order. Make sure that your household stays in order. Keep on going.
Verse 12. She will open her mouth.
No. Like read it like lest she abuse it.
Verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Lest she will abuse herself with overmuch liberty. You give her too much power and she's gonna abuse herself. Because the Lord didn't make her to be able to have authority over the man. He didn't make her that way. He didn't make her to be able to have too much power. The man was supposed to be over the women so that he could keep her in straitly, that he could be able to watch over her and keep her in order, because he made the women to be the weaker vessel. The Lord made her to be the weaker vessel, and that's why the man is there to keep her in order. But that man also has to be in order too. That's why it's so important for the men to also be in order, so that he could now keep that woman in order too. We'll go to verse 14. Oh, you got it? Or are you trying to still get it on there? I'll go and put it. We'll fix it. Don't worry.
All right. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. You don't want a woman who is always yapping back at you. Everything you say and ask her to do, she's always yapping back. Like, no, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind. She's like, no, you can't say the N-word. Can't say the N-word, yeah. But no, you can't do that. I mean, no, I don't want to do that. Hell no. Like she's always yapping back. Like, you need to do this. You need to get that done. Go take out this trash. Like, but nah. After you just got done working a 12-hour slave, you just got done getting yelled at by the oppressor. No man wants to come home and hear it from his rib too.
Right.
No man wants to come home and be yelled at by his rib too. But what does it say?
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
But a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. No, a woman who will come and just start rubbing your shoulders. You come home and sit down like, damn. She already got a plate waiting for you at home. Right when you come home, she's there, right behind you, rubbing your shoulders, getting everything ready, so that she's your rest, so that she could be your rest, instead of being a tyrant out here yapping and yapping and yapping, chasing you out the house. But keep on going.
And there's nothing so much worth as
read it from the top again more.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Yeah, a silent and loving woman is most definitely a gift from the Lord. You don't want a woman that is just yapping 24/7, making you not want to come home. Some brothers don't want to go home. End up going out and getting a whole nother rib and staying over there. But a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. But keep on going.
Okay.
That woman, you definitely want to be a woman who is there to be the support and to love that man. So you're not chasing him out the house. Keep on going.
Okay. There is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
There's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A woman whose mind is well instructed, you tell her to do something, she is on it like that. She is able to do it. She is able to follow the orders that you give her. I need you to do this. Make sure the children are acting like this and behaving. Make sure they got supplies for this. Make sure they're able to do it, and she's on it. I need you to find grants for this, and she's on it. A mind well instructed. Read it again.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. And there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. But go to 1 Corinthians 11:3. But yeah, a woman who is able to follow orders correctly is, man. Go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
The head of every man is Christ. There is an order that we have to follow to be decently and in order. It's the way that the Lord gave it, the way that he gave it to us. And it's the way that we must follow. You don't even really have a choice. Because if you don't follow it, you're out of order. But keep on going. Oh, go ahead.
And that structure right there is effective.
It is effective.
Because Christ wasn't on some he wasn't on no BS.
No, he wasn't.
You know what I mean? We follow after his example, then the women he wasn't on no BS, you know what I mean? He
wasn't a tyrant. He wasn't out here
right.
doing it just because, oh yeah, I'm authority over you. Go and do that. Go and do this.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not how it is. You got to do this because I'm over. Nah.
He wanted that shit. So like if we follow after his example, then we'll be just men. Right?
You said we'll be just men?
Just
men, yeah.
We'll be just men to our women.
And sometimes
to us too.
Sometimes you may gotta be hard on them.
Treating them, but not stepping on them. And, you know what I mean?
Come.
Because we follow the example of Christ, and he wasn't about, you know what I mean? Just because you're a man, you just got to be over the women. You're a man. You're a man with duties, nigga.
Like you gotta do this because the Lord put you here.
Yeah.
The Lord put you in authority. He put you in authority, so you put you in authority. So you have to act like it. But us, what do we didn't act like it. A lot of us ended up going and following out the other nations. Now look at this. Now we're getting punished because we didn't follow the rules that we was given. The Lord gave us these rules and we didn't follow them. We didn't keep the law, statutes, commandments. We decided to regard it all like, nah, I don't want to follow all that. And now look at this. Now we out here suffering. Technically don't even have a choice. I mean, you have a choice. You can go and break the law, statutes, commandments and not follow them. But you don't have a choice what judgment you get. You don't have a choice what curse you're gonna get. So it'd be better to be wise to keep the law, statutes, commandments, so you get none of those curses. But keep on going.
And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
And we all have a head that we have to follow. We all have somebody we have to follow. And it leads up. It's all indecently in order. It's all decently under order. And that's how our households should be too. Decently and in order.
Right.
Read that one more time.
It's first book of Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ. And the head of and the head of the woman is the man.
The head of the woman is the man. Whenever something happens in the household or something, who takes most of the responsibility? The man. If something happens, a robber comes in there and starts unaliving everybody. Who's going to take responsibility? The woman or the man? The man. Not the woman. Do you think if a woman could fight off a burglar, another man? No, the man is going to take responsibility for what happens. He's going to take responsibility for that, not the woman.
Sorry, sir.
Good.
It should be, right?
Come on, as it should be. That's how it's supposed to be. I mean, he still has a big responsibility. And women are trying to. That's the problem. Women are trying to become the authority, and try to take the place of the man. But then whenever the children are out of place or out of order, they're like, "Oh, that wasn't because of me." They're not taking responsibility for it. I'm like, "Oh no, that wasn't because of me." No. Whenever the children are out of order and not doing what they're supposed to, who gets the blame? The man, because he doesn't have his household in order, not the woman. The man has to get his woman in order, and the woman is getting the children in order. It trickles down. That's why it's important for the man to have that household in order. But read it again, or keep on going.
But I would have to know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
We all have a head to follow. We have someone we have to follow. If we don't, we get the blame. We have a responsibility of following and staying in decently and in order. But give me 1 Corinthians 7:39. Why not this one?
Why on this one?
Okay. Marriage is a big thing to cover. I'm not gonna lie, actually. It is a big thing to cover.
I mean, that's a reason why I asked you to.
Why? Okay. But yeah, marriage is a
1 Corinthians 13 and
we have to come back for like a lot of different parts. Marriage is there's a lot to cover in marriage.
yeah, I gotta work on this.
Kind of we'll work on it, but
7:39. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 39. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth.
No. The wife is bound by the law. It's like the wife is bound by the law as long as she feels until she feels uncomfortable.
As long as her husband liveth.
No. Whenever she wants to leave the marriage and wants to go off and do whatever she wants to do.
As long as her husband liveth.
No. Whenever she decides that it's not a good idea for us to stay together no more, because we just going through all these struggles and everything. So I think it'd be a best for us to leave each other.
As long as her husband liveth.
Oh, start from the top again.
Come on, God. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth.
By the law. She's bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. She's to stay with her husband as long as he liveth. She can't leave him as long as he live. Not because her feelings are hurt. She can't leave because she feels some type of way. She's not feeling happy no more. It's just not gonna work. No, the wife is bound to the law as long as her husband liveth. She is to stay with her husband as long as he liveth. Keep on going.
But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will. Only in the Lord.
She is to be married again. She's to go out and marry another brother. Only through the Lord. Only why you saying that?
Only that brother is dead, right?
Only if that brother dies. And that brother ends up being unalived through some situation or something happens, well, then she is now not bound to him no more. She is now able to go and marry somebody else. Another brother. That's the only thing that it releases her from going to be able to go off and marry somebody else. Not how they feel and everything. Because America teaches, if you don't feel good way, or you don't feel happy, if you don't feel comfortable in that relationship, you should leave. Leave and go off and do whatever you want. Be with everybody else.
Sign that.
Yeah, you just gotta sign that bill, sign that paper, and get that ring on your finger. Nah, that's not how it is. That's not our culture, and that's not how it works.
They can do that.
Yeah, they can.
The people that are not here,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can do that all they want.
Talking about the oppressor.
Here,
They can do it all they want. No, we don't do that because it's not a part of our culture.
Right.
You were bound by the law. Yeah, until he dies. You stuck with that man until he is either dead, dies of old age, yeah, or until you until they die. That's the only way. That's the only way. But if that brother dies, she is not able to go off and marry another brother. But that's why it's so important that you start at the very beginning and choose correctly at the very beginning, because you only get one chance. Only get one chance. These women only get one chance. That's so important for them to start at the beginning. This lifetime, they only get one chance, unless something happens. But yeah, not how these sisters are out here in the world going on and getting with all these brothers because they feel some type of way. But hey, but marriage is a very important thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing for a brother and a sister to get together and be able to say, oh, no, we've been together for our whole lives. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I've seen that. Slides. I've seen an older couple, they've been married for about 50 years.
50 years is,
70s, 80s.
wow.
But, man, that shit is beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And a lot of our people don't get to say that nowadays.
20, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. That's a half a decade. I mean, half a century.
that's
Half a century that they've been together, bro.
that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing to be able to marry. But it's best if we do it according to the Most High instead of what's going on here, because brothers and sisters are now getting their heart broken and everything. Now depressed and all that. But with it, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. That passed the class to Hausa Tazia.
These are the Isupk security announcements. Where the Isupk started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Masharah means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the church department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for praise, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Feast of Purim. This takes place on the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. This is on Thursday, 22nd of February and Friday, the 23rd of February, 2024. You can find this in the book of Esther, chapters 9, verses 20 to 31. Reminder to any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, you're required to wear all black. That includes boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And that concludes the ISUPK security announcements.
And with that, and verse from Majma, I'm going to start, face the east, say the Lord's Prayer, and Bashma Kadash. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malaka, Taba'ah, Ratzak, Ayah, Aisha, Baraza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashmayim, Latanana, Lakam, Ka, Yawan, Wasalakina, Kawayatina, Kasalakina, Kawawatina, Walaya, Taba'ayna, Banasayawan, Abba, Hawashayana, Ayun, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Hamalaku, Hawala, Watapara, Lawanayim, Aman.
What we said was, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us. From our debts. Damn, why am I forgetting anything? Damn, I never forget. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us. From our debts. As we damn, yeah, I'm tripping. It's like y'all. Oh, deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
I don't know, in a minute. But the verse, well, I'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Verse from my Shabbat. Maj, Barak, Yahbaz Brakatham, Yahya Matah. We're going to start and give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alataba Hashem Yahushua, Yahya Matah. Class dismissed. What was the word?